Who knew chess was the answer to all of life's great questions? While the Destiny community has been obsessively banging their heads against their Pepe Silva boards, a greater mystery was unfolding in the lore. The Destiny community has been frustrated for weeks that little to no information about Bungie's next expansion has been released. Then, all of a sudden, we have been blasted with information, some that you may have missed. Season of the Edging may almost be over. The time for release is just a short countdown away. Last week, when we all ran around for hours collecting chess pieces, it left us confused and feeling a little baited. There was no answer. The rewards of strange coins was kinda lame, but we held out hope that there would be more, and we were blessed with the weirdest game of chess anyone has ever played. While we go over this, make sure you guys stick around to the end of this video. I'll have a very cool theory that will tie all of this together, and we'll see if it's correct. If not, you could tell me in a few months that Sticky, you were wrong. While we solved puzzles, we gained lore pages, but the real lore would come later. As people way smarter than me worked tirelessly to solve the puzzle's riddles, lore started popping up on this site called Aeon. And that is what we're going to talk about today. Bungie has given us possible answers to the next location and who it will revolve around. The Aeon Initiative. We also know how the 9 fit into this, as they will most likely be a major part of Edge of Fate as seen in the teaser trailer. If you've studied mythology, you are probably familiar with the name Aeon, the Greek god of time. Aeon isn't just the god of time, but unbound time, as in, they are not limited to time itself. It would be fitting to name an entire organization dealing with time after him. I do want to make a note that this has nothing to do with the exotic armor Aeons, as that is spelled differently. This is A-I-O-N, that is A-E-O-N. The first time we hear the name Aeon is in the Vespers Host dungeon when we are doing the lengthy questline, Vespers Station. I've got the archive of Dr. Bray's published staff memos, petabytes of data in the raw files, Rasputin, the Stoneworm protocols, the Aeon Initiative. The Aeon Initiative is found in the files of Clovis Bray's space station, leading us to believe that the Initiative is a division of Braytech. It's no secret that Clovis Bray was interested in time travel, as he had done many experiments with time while he was alive. But this wasn't about traveling through time or changing the timelines. This was a group of scientists that simply observed the timeline. Now, when I read this lore, just know that it is kind of broken apart and scattered, so I'm doing my best to put the pieces and words together for you all. The Apollo Intertemporal Observation Network notes and logs data on time dilation and other anomalies across the visible universe, separating the chaff of normal light speed travel time from other more serious mismatches. This is slow but meticulous work, requiring extreme patience and sharp observation. Successful employees are expected to be willing to check the same work many times over and perform the same experiments in excess of hundreds of times. There is a place where the numbers do not match. We have seen it. We will see it. Aeon stands for Apollo Intertemporal Observation Network. As we saw here, intertemporal means anything related with different time periods. But more importantly, what's kind of missing from the time period. As their name suggests, they are observing the timeline, learning and taking notes. Error, failure, error, failure, error, failure. Founded in the Apollo Intertemporal Observation Network, hereafter Aeon, takes its name from the old Greek god of prophecy and truth, dedicated utterly to the pursuit of truth of the universe and unbound by what has come before. We have seen it. We will see it. These scientists found something, or at least they thought they had found something, and wanted to search out more. This is kind of unusual for a Clovis Bray division, just to watch, to learn. Clovis Bray has been well documented doing terrible things in the pursuit of science and knowledge. But these guys were just sent to chill and watch time. I mean, Clovis Bray's scientists even gave poor people nanobot drugs and left them floating or mute or even in a coma screaming. Unfortunately, we do not know right now why they were sent to observe outside of just learning about the past and future and possibly trying to find this unknown anomaly. These Aeon scientists or someone associated with them are the ones reaching out to us. This entire game of chess was a message that they need our help. But it wasn't just a message, it was a test. Our founder, especially fond of chess, calling it a bloodless way to test a person's mettle. The game has survived countless years of human civilization and indeed many cultures have some manner of representative wargame. Scientists are encouraged to play and observe how the game becomes conversation. Whether this was a test to see if we are smart enough, some of us absolutely not, including myself, or just to see how we'd react remains to be seen, but one thing is clear, they are knocking on our door. If you completed the chess puzzle, a new cutscene is shown when logging in on your characters.
Grief's a funny thing. Some folks get stuck in it, frozen in place. It holds them hostage. And some folks, well, some folks just run. I went far. I had to. I couldn't look at the moon. The way I see it, the farther you run, the less likely you are to get stuck. But this universe tends to stop me in my tracks. One way or another. Something's out there, hero. It's throwing rocks at our window.
We see Drifter leaving due to Eris's death and his inability to grieve properly. He ran away seemingly outside the solar system. But where was this? We see the planet sending out pulsating waves that changes what it touches. Drifter turns old and then becomes young again. His ship rusts, then it's normal again. But we will get to all of that later. Where exactly is this? Well, we're not 100% sure yet, but we can make an educated guess based on this next line. The Oort cloud, sometimes known as the Opic Oort cloud, was proposed by Dutch astronomer Jan Oort. If you've never heard of the Oort cloud, because, well, I never have, and I love space stuff, it's a theoretical ice asteroid belt of sorts on the very edge of our solar system. I know it's a little bit more technical than that. I'm just, for layman's terms, ice asteroid belt. Our solar system has 2 asteroid belts that we know of and a hypothetical third one. The first is the most well-known one between Mars and Jupiter. This is where the Reef, Tangled Shore, and the Awoken are. The next one is the Kuiper belt on the edge of our known planets. Neptune's orbit kind of brushes the inner ridges of this belt, while Pluto's orbit sometimes takes it inside. So the Oort cloud would be much further away from even that belt. Once again, we do not know currently if this Oort cloud exists or not in the real world. Now, how does all this fit in with the 9? Because as we know, the 9 are going to be a part. We saw them in the trailer. I think the scientists found them. Negative space, artistically speaking, is the space left open, defining that which is filled. Rubens' vase can be perceived as vases or faces, and each form is defined by the other. The optical illusion is in which space the viewer opts to see as empty. The space defines that which exists in it. Now, this could be a reference to this unknown thing they went searching for, which we will get to that. Or it could be a reference to the 9, because the 9 are sentient dark matter. Matter we know is there, but we cannot observe it. When you only pay attention to what you can see, you miss everything you cannot. I think they started looking for what they could not easily observe. If you were studying time and started noticing reactions where there was nothing, it makes sense you'd want to figure out why. And that's exactly what happened. They found something they couldn't see. This is a place. Error. Location not found. We have seen it. Failure. Special input 007. Alert. Error. 2 occasions of scientific dishonesty in the history of our organization, each of which lost years of progress. Each instance will be recorded along with its consequences and reasons, to remind all future scientists of the wait. They found something with their experiments, but there was either something wrong with their eyes or the data. They say they see it, which I believe is referring to seeing it in their observations, not actually with their eyes. But when they go to look for it again, they get error messages. They were not going to let this happen again. They were going to record everything, not allowing years to be wasted. Certain trans-Neptunian objects cluster in ways not explicable by the gravity asserted on them, by currently known solar bodies. If, however, there was another planet-sized object obscured from our sight in some manner, the gravity it would exert would explain the tilting and the clustering of these objects. In fact, we can calculate the size of the planet required down to the... This is something we believe in real life, but haven't been able to figure out. The way gravity is exerted on certain celestial objects beyond Neptune only makes sense if there is another planet, Planet X. Now, I do understand that Planet X, when it was first perceived as a theory, we eventually found Pluto. But recently, in the last, 5-10 years, Planet X theory has been coming up to find a new planet out there. And we all know that Pluto is no longer a planet. Don't be a Jerry. It's no longer a planet. So this would be Planet 9. This hypothetical planet would explain everything why gravity works as it does on the far reaches of our solar system. But even though they knew it had to be true, it still wasn't going correctly. The data is wrong, according to everything we accept is true, per the laws of physics at this point in time. But the process is sound. How do we fail? Their data was showing something that goes against physics. Everything they knew to be reality and true. Then the scientists started sending objects out, hoping to figure out what was going on with this unknown object they couldn't see. I'm not going to read it, but they sent out at least 6 different objects. One disappeared, but one came back with unidentified time. They couldn't figure out what time this object was in now. That's when they started sending out signals and got something in return. Once again, I'm not going to read all this, but they sent recipes and even a game of chess to the signal. That's when they found an entity and tried to make contact. Entity connection established. Where are you? It's almost time. Our experiment begins today. Now, I do want you guys to take a note of the numbers 1, 2, and 3. They're in the wrong order. Was this message sent backwards? Or is it just how it listed? Because everything else that we have seen has been top to bottom, but this one is bottom to top. I don't know, just an observation. I believe a few things. With the mention of looking for negative space, I think they found the 9. Something that has to exist but can't be observed as they are dark matter. Possibly also a planet ruled by the 9. I think this unknown planet may be a place the 9 rule, as said by Xur in a Destiny 1 voice line. I am only an agent. The 9 rule beyond the Jovians. Xur tells us that the 9 rule outside the Jovians, which if you don't know, the Jovians are the gas giant planets. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So wherever they have their quote-unquote kingdom set up, it's beyond our known 8 planets. We already know in Destiny what's on Pluto, so Pluto can't be getting counted in this. It's a Clovis Beret facility and a lot of Vex. So it's not Pluto. This would make sense if there was in fact a hidden 9th planet, where the 9 set up shop. While the 9 are dark matter and have been said to exist in all things, it makes sense to have a central location for all of them away from prying eyes as they do their experiments. This could also be where Xur is from. We know he was once human and was experimented on and turned into what he is now. We also know he wasn't the only one. We just haven't seen the others yet. We don't know what the experiments did to them. Now for my personal theory. I believe the reason they were having a hard time making sense of this was because the planet only existed sometimes. It wasn't always in our universe. Sometimes it was, sometimes it wasn't. We know that when the Witness took certain planets and moons, there was still gravity effect left in their wake. I am not saying that the Witness took this planet. I'm saying it doesn't exist to natural rules and laws of physics. We do know that objects in the past have influenced the present space-time curvature, that they affect gravity in the present. So this is not out of the realm of possibilities. It would be like running into a wall without seeing it. It still exists, but not in our frame of reference. We see in the newest cutscene when we finish the chess pieces Drifter grow old, then young again. His ship turned to rust, then back again with each blast from the planet. Time is not working properly here. Something is exuding time. I also think that they are the reason that 9 can know the future. We've never been given a reason how the 9 can prophesize. If you did not know, the entire prophecy dungeon was the 9 preparing us for the future, showing us that we had to be comfortable using light and dark, and the Echo Kell is a shadow of Aramis, who we defeat in the next DLC. It would make sense that a group of scientists whose job it was to watch and observe the timeline would share this information with the 9. Why exactly are we going to this planet? I do not know. But whatever the reason is because whoever is there needs our help. They are trying to get our attention for some reason. And in Destiny, people don't usually contact us wanting a tea party and to play grab ass. I do though. I contact everybody to have a tea party and play grab ass. Only time will tell, and I'm sure we'll know more soon, but for now we can get hyped on chests and theories. On a different note, if you are looking for more people to enjoy Destiny with, please come join my Discord and Twitch streams. We have a very helpful community, and I regularly help people in endgame content. Always looking for more and new people to play with. I don't do just lore. Currently have 200 GM clears this season alone, helping others. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit that subscribe and like button, and leave a comment. I would love to know your thoughts.